We're in an unusual location for WAWOW because we're in my own home, and I never record in my own home normally. And look, I've got two men with me, Michael Davies and Michael Blore. We are going to be talking about Tess the Musical today. Michael Davies, who is Michael Blore?
He's Michael Blore. He's, what can I say, polymath, musician, actor, writer extraordinaire, and he's composed the fabulous music for Tess.
And Michael Blore, who is Michael Davies?
Michael Davies is an award-winning playwright, a keen librettist and lyricist of exceptional talent.
Wow, and the two of you together are the formidable team that, what did Andrew Lloyd Webber call you? Utterly professional or something along those lines?
I wish he had. It was Tim Rice, very professional, he described it.
You got endorsements from Sir Tim Rice, which is brilliant, for Tess the Musical. Michael Davies, tell me about Tess the Musical. How did it all start?
It was over a casual conversation. We were working together. We both did corporate role play, and we were sitting in one of those down times that you know well, Ruth, and sort of chatting. And as I recall it, Michael mentioned that it had been a long-held ambition to write a full-length, big musical. And I said, "Oh, that's interesting," because that's something that I had been interested in doing myself. And Tricia, my wife, who was working with us at the time, kind of said, "Well, we don't just talk about it. Why don't you get on and do it?" So we did.
We did, yeah.
Get on and do it. That sounds very fine for writing a musical, but then how did you choose for the musical to be based on Thomas Hardy's Tess of the D'Urbervilles?
I think it was me that came up with that suggestion originally, among a bunch of other ideas, really. It was a novel that I'd studied at A-level, and had kind of... It's one of those ones that haunts you a bit. It sticks around at the back of your mind, and I loved the kind of the scale of it, the sort of epic tragedy of the story, and I sort of threw it into the mix. It also has the added advantage, of course, of being out of copyright, so that's useful.
Oh, that's very useful. Is that why there have been quite a few adaptations of Tess over the years? What makes your adaptation different to, for example, Tess the Rock Musical, which I believe is around at the moment?
Well, I think the title probably gives you the answer to that. It's the music. The thing that I think makes this one stand out is the fabulous score that Michael's come up with. It's big, it's lush, it's orchestral, it's sumptuous. It's not something you're going to be able to do with four people stood around a piano. I think that's fair to say. So,
Michael, how on earth did you compose music for something which is words based? It's a novel. Where does the music inspiration come from?
You are inspired by the words. You are inspired by the themes, certainly of tragedy, of love. These big epic themes lend themselves so easily and readily to musical expression. So when Mike suggested Tess, it was kind of the one that I kept coming back to, where I thought, I could do this musically. My own background is in classical romantic music, so it was an easy fit from all the other things that he suggested.
And the reason why it's so apt for WAWOW is because it really has got a wow factor to it. The music has got that instant, strong musical quality to it. So if we listen to the trailer, we immediately get stirred and we immediately know this is an epic musical. It's going to be entirely sung through.
Correct.
How much music are you having to compose, Mr. Blore?
2 hours, nearly on the mark, isn't it? 2 hours of music for the whole show.
How much gets repeated through it?
Themes do come back. Obviously, you'll hear the love song, the love ballad, and there'll be references to it. You will never hear it again in its entirety, thank goodness, you might think. But it's a useful tool, musically speaking, to structure it so that you have a reference to something where everyone goes, oh, that's lovely, oh, they used to shines on I wonder why. It just lends itself to those sort of situations.
And so for the WAWOW factor, you need a WAWOW cast. Michael Davies, who is in your cast already, and what cast are you still looking for?
As we speak, we're at a very exciting stage because we are about to cast the main principals, the 5 main roles.
How important is it to have a name in the cast from a publicity point of view, from a promotional point of view, and who do you have who is a name, so to speak?
Ask us again in a couple of weeks' time. For us, the reason for doing the album is it's part of our overall strategy. We went into it saying there's no point in writing the thing if it doesn't get put on. So that's the end goal. And recording a full album is a step in that process for us. So it's very much about it being a sort of marketing, selling tool to try and interest producers, backers, investors, whatever. So obviously, the higher profile of the cast that we can get, the better it will be from that point of view.
And we're in the very capable hands of Sunim Korea, who is our album producer. And yeah, we are delighted to have him on board. He's been exceptional.
How will you promote it? Is this something that we'll be able to buy on iTunes?
That's the aim, most definitely. After that, it's really up for consideration. I mean, first and foremost, we're going to be using it as a promotional tool, and one that's going to hopefully attract a producer and the sort of producer that we're after. And it's a much easier sell when we have the 2 hours of music to present to them and say, we think it's wonderful, but you decide for yourself, and here it is.
Brilliant. Thank you both very much for sparing some time to talk to WAWOW, and I look forward to hearing the music.